Russell was not only a renowned philosopher and mathematician but also a figure of great charisma and controversy in his time. At parties and social gatherings, he was often the life of the event, always ready to engage everyone in deep and intellectually stimulating discussions. He had a unique ability to make complex mathematical and philosophical theories accessible to the general public, enchanting and educating those around him. Russell was born on May 18, 1872, in Trelech, Wales. His grandfather, John Russell, served twice as Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, and his family had a long tradition of public service and intellectualism. However, Russell's life was marked by personal tragedies from an early age. His parents died when he was very young, and he was raised by his grandparents. This upbringing under the strict tutelage of his religious grandmother deeply influenced his critical thinking and rejection of religious dogma. Despite family expectations, Russell chose a different path. He attended the University of Cambridge, where he studied mathematics and philosophy. At Cambridge, he was profoundly influenced by Alfred North Whitehead, with whom he would later co-author the monumental Principia Mathematica. This work, published in 3 volumes between 1910 and 1913, sought to establish a logical foundation for mathematics, addressing and attempting to resolve fundamental paradoxes. Throughout his life, Russell relentlessly sought answers to the most fundamental questions of human existence. He wrote extensively on logic, mathematics, philosophy, and many other topics, and his works continue to influence scholars to this day. His rigorous approach and ability to communicate complex ideas clearly made him a central figure in the development of analytic philosophy. One of Russell's greatest contributions was his exploration of paradoxes. He formulated the famous Russell's paradox, which challenged the traditional notion of sets. This paradox questioned the idea of a set containing all sets that do not contain themselves, leading to a crisis in set theory that was only resolved with the development of new mathematical approaches. The impact of this paradox was profound, requiring a reevaluation of the foundations of mathematics and leading to the development of type theory. Russell believed that the quest for truth was an endless journey. He often engaged in public debates and wrote articles to disseminate his ideas. His insistence on clarity and precision in argumentation made him a feared and respected adversary in any intellectual debate. He was a vocal critic of many aspects of contemporary society, including war, organized religion, and political oppression. During World War I, Russell was a committed pacifist. He wrote and spoke openly against the conflict, which earned him 6 months in prison in 1918 for activities prejudicial to the cause of Britain. This time in prison was not wasted. He used it to write Introduction to Mathematical Philosophy, a work that became fundamental in his field. Russell fervently advocated for critical thinking and the importance of questioning established authorities. He believed that education should teach people to think for themselves rather than merely transmitting knowledge. His vision was that a better world could only be achieved through the cultivation of critical reasoning and intellectual freedom. He founded the experimental Beacon Hill School in 1927, along with his second wife, Dora Black. The school was a reflection of his progressive educational beliefs, where children were encouraged to think critically, explore their curiosities, and learn independently. Although the school faced many challenges and eventually closed, it represented an important experiment in Russell's educational ideas. Despite his commitment to logic and rationality, Russell's personal life was full of contradictions. He married 4 times and had numerous love affairs. His relationships were often tumultuous, reflecting perhaps the complexity of his own character. He was a loving father, but his relationships with his children were sometimes tense due to his intensely intellectual nature and the demands of his career. Russell was also a social activist. He was an early advocate for women's rights and gender equality, writing extensively on the need for social reforms. He believed that social justice and equality were essential for world peace and prosperity. Russell's impact extends far beyond mathematics and philosophy. He was an activist for peace and human rights, speaking out against war and oppression. His courage in defending his beliefs, even when it meant facing severe criticism, is a testament to his integrity and dedication to truth. During the Cold War, Russell continued to be a vocal advocate for peace, criticizing both the United States and the Soviet Union for their aggressive military policies. In 1955, he and Albert Einstein issued the Russell-Einstein Manifesto, warning of the dangers of nuclear weapons and calling for global disarmament. This manifesto led to the establishment of the Pugwash Conferences on Science and World Affairs, a series of meetings that brought scientists and intellectuals together to discuss ways to reduce the risk of armed conflicts. Bertrand Russell left a legacy that continues to inspire and challenge generations. His life was a demonstration of the power of the human intellect and the importance of never stopping to question and explore. Through his works, Russell reminds us that the pursuit of knowledge is a journey worth taking, even if we never find all the answers. As we reflect on Russell's life, we are reminded of the importance of embracing complexity and uncertainty. In a world where easy answers are often preferred, Russell's legacy challenges us to think more deeply and value the journey of continuous learning. His commitment to truth, social justice, and world peace continues to be an inspiration to us all. Russell's influence on education extends beyond his progressive ideas. He was a fervent advocate for the importance of liberal education, believing that it should not only transmit knowledge but also cultivate critical thinking and creativity. His works on education, such as On Education, especially in early childhood, offer valuable insights into creating a learning environment that promotes the intellectual and emotional development of children. In philosophy, Russell's contributions are invaluable. He is often considered one of the founders of analytic philosophy, an approach that emphasizes clarity and precision in philosophical argumentation. His ideas on logic, language, and knowledge have helped shape the field and continue to be studied and debated by philosophers worldwide. In addition to his contributions to philosophy and mathematics, Russell had a deep interest in science. He believed that science was one of the best tools for understanding the world and improving the human condition. His work, The ABC of Relativity, is an example of his ability to make complex scientific concepts accessible to the general public. In this book, he explains Einstein's theory of relativity in a clear and understandable way, demonstrating his commitment to scientific dissemination. Russell's life is a paradox in itself. He was an advocate of logic and rationality, but his personal life was marked by intense passions and emotional turmoil. He sought truth and justice, but often faced fierce criticism and opposition. However, it is precisely this combination of brilliant intellect and fallible humanity that makes Russell such a fascinating and inspiring figure. Russell also had a significant impact on politics. He was a vocal critic of the imperialist and colonial policies of his time, advocating for the self-determination of colonized peoples. During the Cold War, he criticized both the United States and the Soviet Union for their arms race and aggressive military policies. His voice was one of the few that consistently called for peace and justice in a world divided by conflicting ideologies. Russell was a tireless advocate for human rights. He wrote extensively about the need to protect individual rights and promote social justice. He was an early supporter of women's rights, racial equality, and freedom of expression. His vision of a more just and equal world continues to inspire human rights activists and advocates today. Russell's legacy is immortal. His works continue to be studied and admired, and his ideas on logic, education, politics, and ethics continue to influence contemporary thought. As we face the challenges of the 21st century, Russell's lessons on the value of truth, critical thinking, and social justice are more relevant than ever. Bertrand Russell was more than a philosopher and mathematician. He was a visionary who dedicated his life to seeking truth and promoting justice. His life and work are a testament to the power of the human intellect and the importance of never stopping to question and explore. As we continue to face the challenges and paradoxes of our own existence, Russell's legacy reminds us that the pursuit of knowledge and justice is a journey worth taking, even if we never find all the answers. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more inspiring stories about great minds and their legacies. See you next time.